Europe. And our first stop is the FTTH Council. Our next speaker sheds light on the trends and challenges of the FTTH Council and the developments in Europe. Please welcome the Public Affairs Director of the FTTH Council, Mr. Artürs, Alksnis.
Thank you and good afternoon, everyone. I would like to first of all thank Mr. Zhang for making my task very easy, because first of all, you said very straightforwardly, digital infrastructure is at the heart of any digital transformation. Second, you already outlined the importance that the European institutions are putting on ensuring that we achieve those 2030 targets. So thanks a lot for that. Thanks a lot for Huawei for inviting FTTH Council Europe for this summit. It's nice to meet again here in Madrid. Last time, indeed, as you said earlier, we met in Vienna. I suspect it's not a coincidence that we meet in Vienna, because on our side we are also organizing FTTH conference just 10 minutes walking distance from here. So some of you might already have been there. So let me just, for those of you who might not know what FTTH Council Europe is, let me just summarize in a few words. So we've worked towards full fiber connectivity across Europe. That's our mission. We are not technology neutral, so no surprise there. I'm being paid to say that fiber is the best technology out there. So in that sense, don't expect for me to be very technology neutral. We represent the whole ecosystem, and that's an interesting aspect about the FTTH Council Europe. More than 160 members, starting from manufacturers, then we have lots of operators on board, and also investor side of FTTH ecosystem. We work with lots of stakeholders at the European level, with the European institutions as well. We are a trusted partner representing the whole industry. And of course, I already mentioned the FTTH conference, which is happening next door right now. Again, thank you, Mr. Zhang, for making this slide also almost obsolete. Yeah, we want more bandwidth, more lower latency, and that everything and everyone should be connected. Of course, there is a question mark, and the next slides will show that we are halfway through, more or less, but still lots of work needs to be done. This is just to back up what I said, that I'm not really technology neutral person, and we think that FTTH is really the solution, future-proof solution for the connectivity needs of the years to come. We think also that it's the most sustainable solution given the comparison with the, let's say, the legacy copper network. So for all these uses in future, we really think that fiber connectivity is really the solution. The next few slides are going to be really data intensive, so bear with me, lots of numbers, but I'll try my best to convey the general message about these numbers. We release just right now, as we speak, the FTTH market panorama in our conference. So even when I sent my slides to the Huawei colleagues, I said, well, here are my slides, but please don't release before my speech because they were under embargo. And so in that sense, these really come fresh from the press, and you'll learn about these numbers just as the big public next door as well. We are very much pleased to see that there is positive trend in terms of subscribers and also homes passed. As of September 2022, when we did the data exercise, we have 108 million subscribers in EU 39 and 2019 homes passed. you have here numbers also about the coverage rate and take-up rate. I'll dive into more details on these. When it comes to market trends, first of all, let me say that when I speak about Europe, right now there are two things. We measure first EU 27, so EU and its member states plus UK, versus EU 39, which is much wider geographical area. Again, the trend is upwards, and we are very happy about the market developments in that sense. Subscribers rates are going up, and homes passed are also going up. But so here you simply have a more detailed view about the market trends for these two. What is really important is to see this market dynamics, because if you look some years ago in Europe, we could clearly see that altnets were the most proactive in terms of deploying FTTH. Now we observe that incumbents are joining the race, and you see from the graph which compares 2011 and 2022, clearly the alternative operators, you still, yeah, I think it doesn't work with, sorry. Alternative operators are still 56% compared to the incumbents, which are 39%, and municipalities and utilities represent 5%. So there is change in the dynamic, but yeah, that's very interesting development. FTTH homes passed, here we are on EU 29 plus UK. We see that 5 fastest growing markets in terms of volume is UK, France, Italy, Germany, and Netherlands. UK, it's mind-blowing to see what they are doing right now. It's going so fast. So you have 4.2 million additional there. In terms of percentage, well, that's, you know, it depends where you start. So in that sense, Belgium has very high number, 60%. It's followed by UK, Netherlands, Greece, and Cyprus. So it's very interesting to see this dynamic and it changing very fast. I know my colleagues who are revealing this market panorama, they would stress that even from September 22 until now, the situation is evolving very rapidly. So it just to keep in mind that it's a very dynamic market. And of course, for all of you, it's interesting to be in this market. Here you have the same numbers for EU 39. Again, UK leading the race, France following, Turkey, Italy, Germany. Belgium again, in terms of percentage, ahead of everyone else, just because, well, they started quite low. If you don't see, Belgium is right here at the bottom, so they still have potential to go up. This is an overview of FTTH coverage. You see, it's not very even, evenly colored map. Germany being really the most, how to say, it's almost white, right? If I look from here, with 24%. So there is lots of work in Germany. Here, since we are in Spain, it's 87%. I feel like, you know, those guys who do the meteo on TV, it's almost like here I see that for them it's much more difficult. They have only green screen back. But yeah, so it varies a lot, and it's a very interesting market to be in again. European leaderboard. So of course, that's something that everyone is interested to see where they stand in. The orange line here, 62.2%, that's the EU 39 average. The green line is EU 27 plus UK average. What we single out here is those countries who pass the 50% threshold, and there you have Netherlands, Italy, Poland, Finland, and Cyprus. If my memory is good, in Vienna I said that 2 countries surpassed, but that I would have to double check, don't quote me on this. But in any case, we are very happy to see that more and more countries are surpassing this 50% threshold. And altogether, already, and that's the top line there, 21 out of 28 countries now exceeding 50% of total homes passed. So that's a good number. As I said in the beginning, halfway there, but still lots of things to do. This is the same leaderboard for 39. I won't spend too much time on this one. Again, principle the same, orange and green one being the average for EU 39 and EU 20 plus UK. Subscribers, that's an interesting one because in a way, of course, it's good to say, well, invest in fiber, build new lines and so on, but in the end of the day, what is really important is also whether people are subscribing to the service. And here in terms of the fastest growing markets, we see that France increased the numbers by 3.3 million, UK 1.5, Spain 1.1, Italy below 1 million, Romania comes next. And there you have in terms of percentages, that's for EU 27 plus UK, EU 39, France leading, UK after that, Spain, Turkey comes in the list, and Italy follows. This map, again, it's very varied in terms of where countries stand. And let me spend 1 or 2 minutes on this one. Because as a pan-European organization for whom it's really important to ensure that everyone and everything is, all the businesses and consumers are connected to fiber, for us, this is really key challenge for the years to come. As I said, one thing is to invest. The line is there, passing your home, but the question is, how do you get people to connect to the fiber? And in that sense, I invite you to go on our website and look up for the study that we released, I think it was in March, was it? On FTTH demand drivers and hurdles in Europe. We did it with Plum Consulting, and it really looks at intricate details on why things are working well or less well in one country or the other, and we also come up with several policy recommendations on this one. But clearly, this is one of the slides which illustrate one of the key challenges for the industry in the years to come. Overall, we see in terms of the European ranking that Eastern Europe and Nordic countries are among the top penetration ranks, mainly due to proactive state intervention towards fiber expansion. We also see that some major European countries are lagging behind due to predominance of copper-based technologies and or cable networks. Copper switch-off, that's a really hot topic right now in many countries. In the FTTH conference, this is being mentioned in almost every panel. So in that sense, I think we will see interesting developments in the years to come. Telefonica this morning said that they are going to switch off copper network already as of next year. So lots of positive things in this sense. This is, of course, a slide where you don't want to be at the top. You know, usually you want to be the first one. The fact that Germany is the first is not really a good sign because it simply means that you have the biggest part of the job still to be done. The numbers are quite impressive. Altogether, if you look at EU 27 plus UK, 102 million households are yet to be covered by FTTH, representing 44.7% of total homes in the region. So it's very concentrated, the challenging regions. It's self-explanatory. You have the figures there. So lots of work still to be done. Here you have a slide which looks at households without subscription versus households. Again, Germany tops the list. EU 27 plus UK, the households without a subscription are 162 million, representing 71% of total households in the region. Again, Germany, United Kingdom, and Italy have the most without a subscription. So what are the key conclusions? In this slide, we try to summarize really the key developments there. We clearly see a steady progress, right? You remember the first slides, the graphs going upwards and so on. So that's a good thing. 3 out of 4 countries now have passed 50%. Again, a really good positive development there. I already mentioned the countries who this year surpassed the 50% threshold. In terms of coverage, we are more than halfway there. 55% of European homes are covered by full fiber. But at the same time, in terms of the subscriptions, we see that only 8 countries are above 50% of the penetration rate. So that's, as I said, a very challenging one. And in terms of coverage, again, 3 countries, Germany, UK, and Italy, have the most work to do. Then another important aspect that we are revealing today is really how do you see the future happening, the forecast part. And in that sense, again, the numbers look very promising in terms of the subscribers and homes passed. By 28, we expect 196 million subscribers in EU 39 and 137 million in EU 27 plus UK. In terms of homes passed, we expect by 2028 308 million in EU 39 and 211 in EU 27 plus UK. Again, my apologies, as I said in the beginning, they are very data intensive, these slides. At the same time, what is really important is to see that the trend is going up, and that's very promising. Interesting place to be. Take-up rates, as I said, we see it as a major challenge for our sector, but it's reassuring to see that the numbers are going up again. By 2028, we expect that it will be around 64.7% in EU 27 plus UK and around, a bit less than 64% in EU 39. In terms of forecasts, again, 23-28, overall in EU 27 plus UK, we expect around 137 million FTTH subscribers, and EU 39, 196. But here you have also the breakdown by countries, which might be interesting for you. So, given all this, what is really important for us as the Council is to ensure that FTTH and the way we invest, the way we think about the deployment, the way we see the policy developments in Europe, that we divide the gap between different segments of society, between businesses who have FTTH, FTTB, and who don't. Because connectivity is really key nowadays. As Mr. Zhang said, digital infrastructure is really at the key of digital transformation, at the heart of digital transformation. And if we find still some segments of society which are not connected and connected to a really high quality broadband infrastructure, then we have a problem. In terms of the next challenges, what we see in Europe, of course, it's, we really want to ensure that in terms of homes passed, we reach 60% mark when it comes to EU27 plus UK. We want to see increase in terms of the take-up, of course. Also, one important thing for the Council is to ensure that the moment when the FTTH arrives to your home, actually you still get the best experience in terms of what arrives to your device, and their in-home connectivity is really key in terms of what kind of Wi-Fi equipment you have in your home, or how do you connect your devices and so on. So that's a really key topic as well. Rural coverage, another topic. Copper switch-off, I mentioned already, and several other things like attracting talent, limiting red tape, and so on and so forth. Thanks a lot. That's pretty much it in terms of what I wanted to convey to you. I leave you also with my contact details here. Feel free to drop me a line if you have any questions regarding some of the data I mentioned or conveyed to you. It's an interesting place to be, FTTH market in Europe. I hope I made it quite clear with these slides, but of course there is still much work to be done. And FTTH Council is and will remain committed to ensure that all the parties are involved in finding the best solutions, how to take full fiber connectivity to every household and business who needs it. Thanks a lot, and thanks again to Huawei for inviting us. Thank you.